Hello and welcome to the Magical Boots 59th episode. I'm losing count. This is Ronnie. I have Shudipta. We are going to take a preview on the second round,
Yeah,
knockout stage of
yeah,
the World Cup 2022. Shudipta, where should I start? I mean, the first game is between
for sure. Netherlands versus USA.
the mighty USA versus the mighty Netherlands.
Yeah,
Uh,
in my words, orange horse or something.
Orange horse. Uh, we talked about a little bit about Netherlands' performance so far. It's been you know it's been okay. I mean they've done themselves well to win that group. But
Yeah,
given that how US is playing, do you see that it's that clear that they're going to be that like the Netherlands going to be fairly overwhelmingly favorite?
no, no, not at all. Uh, Although I don't actually agree with. I have seen um, Fox Sports and some Sky Sports US or something like that. Um, so far, what I've seen, their interviews, like they are also like trying to say that like USA can beat Netherlands. I am sort of agreeing with them, but not like them actually, because there are things this US team actually have done so far. They have done their we have mentioned their midfield, one of the youngest and brightest probably midfield so far in the World Cup. And then it's like those runners. I'm not sure about this Pulisic situation, but so far what I've seen,
No, he should be
like,
match fit.
yeah, so far, yeah, he should be there. And another thing is that like this Netherlands team, I we were actually putting them ahead because of some certain things. One of the things was that like this Netherlands team was actually changing shapes and positions and formations in the Nations League, or even what so far we have seen in the World Cup qualifiers. But uh, the worst part of this campaign of this orange horses is that like uh, they are only playing as a 3-4-1-2 sort of like, or 2-1 sort of like a shape.
It all
uh,
all depends on Frankie de Jong's movement. The dynamism comes
yeah,
from there.
yeah, exactly. And I like with Adams pushing on, and what's his name, the other central
McKenny.
midfielder, McKennie is like sort of like a free flowing 8, I guess. Like sometimes he becomes 10, or within like an interchange with like Pulisic sometimes. But Musa and Villa, especially in that sort of side with like Sarginho, they have like things going on there. And if Musa plays a little bit
And there's a
like
Daily Blend too in this side.
yeah, exactly, and Delhi Blend seems to like they have that process coming from that side actually, a garlic process. So there will be some blocks. Dest is playing there. Probably he will pushed up, and so USA would look like uh, would love to look for a I don't know, like there may be an extra midfielder we can see in the US side, because like when they were actually playing against England, Pulisic was sort of like a fourth midfielder. He was starting a little bit deeper, and we are and what's his name, the striker, Sargent, who were playing in the striking area. They were sort of like a playing as a um, like a two striker situation or something like that. But given the I can see like an midfielder like coming on in the side, and Adams is pushing up to like make sort of press on Frankie De Jong or something like that.
So, US have been dominant against England. That's thanks to
Yeah.
Mr. Southgate. Do you see a similar pattern with Mr. Van Gaal?
I don't know, given that the group they played, they sort of like easily, how can I say, went out in the second round. um he probably, that is one of the reason he did not actually change the shape or something like that. But um they must actually change the shape against US, because like otherwise the midfield will be overloaded. And and so far what I have known from Louis Van Gaal, he probably have already like 2 3 solutions on his table. So in a way, as things going on with like current forms, like there are 50-50 chance USA can make some certain damages to the midfield. And it actually depends on, like, if they do that, what will be the response. Like if everything goes well, like I'm talking about. And if everything goes wrong, like, who knows.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, what it promises is to be a fascinating battle between US and
It would be a festive battles in the midfield so far, what I've seen, because like those players are like really young from the US side. And Frankie De Jong probably one of the, I don't know, like a press resistance midfielder, best probably. I don't know, maybe second best, third best. He's not there actually. So it will be a fun battle to watch.
yeah, could be KG, given
Yeah,
how
could be
how
KG,
how
because like
how, how Netherlands
if
is.
everything is like 1v1 or
Yeah,
stuff like that going on, then it could be KG.
but KG games normally are fascinating from tactical point of view, and with Louis Van Gaal, you can get some really tricky
Yeah, and
tactics.
also like the Dutch team actually, they are really good in set pieces. Nathaniel Lake and both Van Dijk, they're free scoring
Akanji,
sometimes. Yeah, Akanji. Wow, I forgot. No,
yeah,
Uh, Akanji is from Switzerland, right?
did it?
Yeah, Akanji is from Switzerland. Timber is playing in the
Right.
other
Timber.
right?
Sorry, my
Timber and Dumfries.
right. Exactly. My bad.
TV and Delict, I have seen Matthias Delict, but Delict, I don't know, like he's causing a lot of trouble. So like I don't see him going to play. And
Unless there is a
Stefan
suspension
Debris,
or something. Yeah.
yeah, Stefan Debris.
Yeah.
So
Is it?
far,
Go ahead.
I think he's like, if Netherlands is sitting deep, I think he's one of the answer.
Option. Yeah.
Yeah, but so far I'm actually a little bit disappointed from Bargwin. So what I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really exciting. It's not exciting. Oh yes, Gakpo is scoring goal here and there, but it's not really exciting as a team.
No, not really. We haven't seen any sort of like a tactical tricks and tips from
No, there's
Netherlands so far.
even the 2010 World Cup one we're talking about. That was a
Mm,
very boring Netherlands side that still had Arjen Robben, um, and
mm.
um, and Wesley Sneijder and stuff like that. So I don't see that kind of quality in this side. Um, but anyway, that's my take from I mean that game preview. Anything can happen. I wouldn't be surprised if US comes up as a victorious, but it won't be of a huge margin if that happens.
Are we going to do prediction or?
No, I wouldn't. Personally, I would hate that because given that how unpredictable has
Mm,
been this World Cup been so
yeah,
far, so I don't look like to be a fool. I what I we can do is say there's a scenario this could happen or that could happen. Um, providing a scenario that is based on football rather than going on name
yeah,
or history.
yeah. True.
Like the
Like
experts
we,
in the
yeah.
analysts are doing. Name Brazil. Yeah, they've already won it. They don't even have to play.
Yeah, true. But given that the KG situations, like I have seen them actually putting extra midfielders in the midfield.
The
So
more kg it would
more
be,
likely,
the more
yeah,
it would be on Dutch's favor.
yeah, exactly. Because they are really good in set pieces.
And US team, this team needs some spaces and needs some passing tempo going on for them to be able to attack.
Actually, I have seen them actually making all sort of build-ups against England
Yeah, because they've been given
from
acres of
the back. Yeah,
space.
yeah.
I'm assuming they'll be given that space, but not as much as like Southgate have allowed. Uh,
No, no. It will be a sort of like a
Side to side.
mid block in the, yeah. So like so in that like 40 yards of their area, there will be a sort of like a
Yeah,
block from.
exactly.
And I don't see Klaassen is going to play, but because if they want to play an extra midfielder to control the game, you know, just to get some sort of like a numerical advantages. So that, and then there will be Bergwijn playing in that sort of like a 10 role. But Klassen, he's, I don't know, he's sort of an interesting guy to watch.
Yeah, truly. So in in situation like if it becomes KG, it just suits Netherlands. If it becomes a free
Mm.
flowing game,
They
it
have
definitely
Luke De Jong.
it definitely suits US if it
Yeah,
becomes a free flowing game. But I suspect that that would happen. And as you
I
said,
don't think
Ne-
Bengal will allow spaces in the wing,
no,
especially.
no, he doesn't.
No.
He doesn't.
So you have to go to midfield, and midfield they have like really good defensive midfielder. So like that's why I am thinking about like Klaassen will be dropped and Bergwijn is going to play, because like Bergwijn is better in defensive in certain ways, you know. And if they needs goals, then like they have like a target man, Luke De Jong. I haven't actually seen him coming, even they're losing games and
No.
stuff like that.
So yeah,
So
but you know it's a knockout game. It starts a new
yeah,
World Cup, and you might see different tactics. A lot of
yeah,
things have
exactly.
been hidden. Um, that's it from me, at least for that
He's
net.
also like really secretive guy.
He's not a secretive guy. Let me put it this way. He wants to publish it as it is, or want to give a last minute surprise.
Surprise package. Yeah.
It maybe not as much as surprise, but he wants to just make it that way. But yeah, I don't have much to add on this particular game, Netherlands versus USA. If you have more, please go ahead.
No, I don't have anything to add. Anything else to add?
Then we shall move to the next game, that is Argentina versus Australia. For both teams, it's less than 72 hours to play.
Yeah,
Obviously, there will be fatigue, obviously, and
I already have seen newses from actually both team. They are actually sort of like a
mad
what
about
can
the
I say?
schedule.
Yeah, exactly. They are criticizing FIFA, like not directly,
Yeah, the
because I think
scheduling has
it's
been
a,
awful because
yeah,
England is given 5 days, and well, the Australia and Argentina both were given less than 3 days.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but what do you expect?
So far, Australia builds up in like a sort of like a 4-2 system. Their midfielder like create sort of like a as it is 4-4-2, like Mui and Arvin is playing in the midfield, and they are sort of like a, sometimes they overlap with one of those guys
When
like
let's talk about first thing. How are they? How the low, whatever we've seen is the low block team, and
I
a
don't
quick
think
transitionary towards through the wing.
they're sort of like a mid-low block team, because like their players are like really athletic. And what I was going to say is that like uh, they create sort of like a they sometimes interchange places with those three players, like in the front, like a striker, center backs, central midfielder and the winger, like a genuine winger. And sometimes one of those players interchanges, and then try to go for attack like as quickly as possible. So uh, and they have sort of like using the half spaces actually, sometimes like to attack other teams, half spaces and the full length spaces with the but the problem with this sort of situation, like they are playing against teams like Argentina, they are going to probably collapse all those spaces between, like especially in the wing, so that like that Argentina should have actually try to go through the middle or some stuff like that, and like trying to push like a overload on one side. So far what we have seen from Argentina, and they try to have a tendency to overload the right side, and that's actually create a little bit problem, like I have already mentioned in our previous episode. Like Argentina has a tendency to leave space behind, and Australia actually really good in getting those sort of spaces, and they're really athletic in this case. So that is the situation actually. Like if like if anything goes wrong for Argentina, you know, if anything goes wrong, that should be actually come from that sort of side. Other than that, like Argentina a little bit favorite, I would say.
But
But
do you think they've been wavered? Like a lot of chances were not been scored against Poland. Would
mm,
that be a problem? Because against Australia, it's not hard to break them.
no, not at all. And another thing is that like the center backs are really towering
It's almost like
over.
Polish center backs in some terms of sizes.
Yeah, exactly. So uh, you will need some sort of players like that's why I was mentioning Lautaro Martinez in our previous episode, because like he has a tendency to go forward and breaks out the play in the midfield and try to attack instantly from there. So well with like prime Otamendi, like he have done it so many times, like done it for like 10 years probably, or more than 10 years. But
But
I don't know.
why not? I think it's the prime Otamendi is actually right now. I've never seen him playing better than that.
I saw him playing in City actually.
I think he's better in Benfica.
um, no, so far what I've seen, actually he was better in City. I seen just before Pep Guardiola came in. That season he was sort of like unbeatable, like they won the league, um, and he was sort of like nobody was passing him, sort of like he was sort of like the Gandalf of the team. With company he has this partnership, but with Otamendi or without Otamendi, actually they needed a aggressive defender who can actually sometimes breaks into there. And another thing is that like a problem problem is that with Argentinian team is that like they haven't actually decided the second line of the build up, how it looks like or something like that, because the team is just getting started to be in the shape. So that actually that actually was working against Poland, surprisingly. um, Not surprisingly actually, because the quality of the player. What I'm trying to say is that like this unpredictability actually creates a little bit like mystery around them, and it creates a little bit space for Lionel Messi to play, and that's why he was making those sort of runs. But defensively actually they need to like organize when the team attacking where they attack, from where they attack. And normally Australia tries to win the balls in their own half, you know, and go for like a long run in the wings and something like that. Or like most of the time they use those half spaces in the uh, sorry half lines. in front of the box, or Argentine box in that case. So yeah, that sort of space, like that's why I'm thinking about like an aggressive defender like Lisandro Martinez, or Romero can do that actually. If Romero is doing that actually, then actually the threat will come from that side. Actually, Molina is not that actually, you know, good in tracking back.
No, I think with this particular, if Molina is giving the width, his role
Mm.
becomes different than tracking back.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And but
and
so
also
far what?
on that side, it's not easy to come out if there is a bit of concern regarding Angel Di Maria starting because
Mhm.
he has a bit of overload on his muscle. So
Yeah,
whoever,
but I don't think Angel Di Maria should have been used, because like with Australian team and their fullbacks is going to sit deep,
so
so
who should
they
be used?
probably need Paulo Dybala, I guess.
But then he's more coming inverting. He's
Yeah.
not gonna keep the width.
Di- well, Di Maria was sort of inverting, and he was sometimes like changing the position to the left. So I don't, if like if they are going to go through that actually, uh, probably they need Di Maria speed at the end, I guess, not in the beginning.
Yeah,
You know.
when the team is tiring defending.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I
And
think they're
it is.
trying. They're probably gonna try either. I don't know if they're saying Papu Gomez or Angel Correa, but I can see Angel Correa doing well.
Yeah, one of those players will be fine actually. But Dybala could have been another choice in playing in the right. He's familiar with that. But with Australia, you don't actually want to like run for like 90 minutes, and you're not like running for 90 minutes. You are. I'm actually thinking about like running for like 2 hours and 30 minutes. It could have been
Yeah,
that actually.
yeah. But
So
if you
you
have most
really
of the
need
possession,
runners.
yeah, if you have
Huh?
if you have most of the possession, you're not running that much actually. It's
Yeah, true, true. That's why there needs the certain like this current midfield, and probably Dybala is also like good in balls, not like Korea. Korea is not that actually good.
yeah, true. But I don't think Dybala will start. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but it's not like wrong or right. It's like a certain ways to play, and if they decided to play like that way, because we have seen Argentina playing different types of games in Copa
yeah,
America.
yeah.
It's sort of like if it's working, then why not?
Oh yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
far,
good.
what I've seen, actually like that sort of threats like
But
these
it
half-line
almost
areas.
felt like
Yeah.
Poland, sort of.
No, it won't be like Poland, because like Poland was blocking the wing backs or winger with like one player, or like other was like shifting that side. So like it was creating a problems, like a open space for midfield. Then against Australia, it won't be that actually that open space, because like it's like more like a 4-4-2 block. So like the winger will be dropped to certain extent. So like it will create like there will be still like a three midfielders. So like it will be hard to get, how can I say, for example, Julian Alvarez is playing in that like left half spaces, so it will be a little bit tougher to get balls in that sort of area. So like McAllister and everyone should be on the toe and like constantly changing position. Otherwise, like we have seen that actually against like Spain versus Japan game. Spain's midfielders were like a little bit static, and Japan. That's how actually Japan broke in.
No, you're correct. So um, Australia can surprise. Obviously, they have
Yeah, of
surprised
course. Like
so
they can
far.
actually score if they will always try to score like in first 20 minutes. You know, so that would be crucial.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't have more to add actually.
No, technically, I don't have actually any more anything more.
Uh, what is the next game? Almost I forgot.
Let me check. France versus Poland.
Okay, France versus Poland. Do we need to even bother about this?
Uh, a little bit, I guess. Probably Robert Lewandowski's last match in the World Cup. I don't know.
Yeah,
But so far, what I've seen, they will probably continue to play similar way against France. But if they want to get
Matty Cash.
expensive and yeah, so they have actually players like Zelensky or Lewandowski to heart. And who was the playing in the right? He was a decent player.
Matty Cash of
Can't,
Aston Villa.
no, no, no. It was the right back. I was talking about the winger who was playing.
Oh, Bielik.
I guess yeah, Bilic was be, giving some sort of weight. I guess, but whoever playing in that area actually was doing a
But
decent job in
that
Argentina.
area would come from Theo Hernandez and Mbappe, so that would be that would be hard battle.
Yeah, another thing is that if you see deep so far against Mbappe, they will probably see deep.
Yeah, because Mbappe loves space, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So France is
I don't
going
have
for there actually. Yeah,
much to add because I don't
yeah.
see
But so far, but
France
they
mess
can
it up.
surprise. I don't know. Yeah, but I don't see them being surprised by Poland.
Poland. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's move into next game. England versus Senegal.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Southgate versus whole Senegal team. How do you think this is actually a very interesting matchup between both the team. I mean, Senegal have been. I wouldn't say they're very. I mean, great, but they're interesting as a team.
No, so far what I have seen against Ecuador, they actually shut down Ecuador. Not like Ecuador was playing, how can I say, really bad, but they just shut down Ecuador, and Ecuador was one of those informed teams in the World Cup. But what I've seen from um, this, what's his name? Let me check. This PSG guy, he was playing for PSG, right?
He was playing, yeah,
Uh, yeah. So like both guy and they have like seats. Tends to they will probably give the spaces for England to explore. And so far, what I have seen from Southgate, he is not going to explore that much space and leaving space behind. So like Saka is going to play, so does Harry Kane, and Sterling probably is going to start. So they can actually hurt with the pace in the counter attack. But this is England's actually forte. They normally goes up against big teams and goes for counter attacks and stuff like that and try to explore spaces. So it can be a really cagey game, technically what I've seen so far, and both teams are like comfortable in like 4-3-1. So there will be sort of like a 1v1 situations in maximum, like in many occasions actually. So the most likely scenarios is going to be that it will be a cagey game.
okay. Possible penalty,
Could be.
yeah, okay. It could be long game.
Yeah, but a really long game because um what I've seen actually, Senegal will they don't need to actually go to the second round. I don't know, because um, but they will try to hurt England as many way as possible and try to slow these games down and with like fouls and stuff like that, and it will create sort of like an extra time.
Yeah,
But that is the thing. Like English players, if are they going to be fit for that, and or that actually ultimately can come down to the fitness, I guess.
Um, the next game is actually between Japan and Croatia. That sounds promising.
Actually, I have seen something actually like Japan beating Spain, and Croatia is playing sort of like similar football, and they are actually comfortable. Can you like turn on your light because
Ye-
like it's too dark?
Just a sec. Go ahead.
Yeah. So far, what I've seen is that like um, Croatia is comfortable with ball, and people are saying like I saw some analysts is saying like Japan can hurt them with ball, without ball, but they can actually hurt them. Exactly my point. But with that Spain team has a problem. Just I probably mentioned
Yeah, of
that like
the center backs and
they're
stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, they are static actually. They were the midfielders were a little bit static. They are not actually shifting that much position in and out. And
Croatia
Croatia,
has better dynamic midfield.
yeah, exactly. I have seen Modric is like playing from the deep and distributing balls
Kovacic is
forward to the
a machine.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Actually, they interchange their
and
roles.
Brozovic goes up too as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, they don't have as much as space, Croatia, but there definitely is a better dynamic midfield than Spain.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see Japan is winning midfield battles. So only thing they can do is that like harm them in the wings, and they have a tendency to like Croatia have a tendency to attack from the left. Most of their attack is actually coming from the left.
Sosa.
Probably 60. Yeah, Sosa, Perisic, whoever playing that area. Um, Sosa is an impressive player, but technically I don't know like so far Japan's tactics I was saying like to you probably it's a unusual technique that we have seen so far, uh,
Yeah,
and it's not like that sort of like brilliant new system or something like that. It's just a little bit movement of space and movements in space actually. So um, I don't know, like if they can surprise us again.
yeah,
But
it would be
so
interesting.
far Croatia, yeah, so far Croatia is a little bit favorite, given the firepower they have.
Okay, fair enough. The next game, I don't have much to add really, especially on the Japan one. It would be interesting from Asian point of view to have Japan as much as they can go, and they can definitely. One of the major traits of the Japanese team is very much discipline, and second is a
Well,
fighting spirit.
technically Australia is also Asian team.
Yeah. There's a lot of Asian team right now. Um,
Yeah, three at least.
yeah. Okay. So there's the other Asian team is playing Brazil on the same day, South Korea.
Yeah,
Do you think it's an easier tie for Brazil?
sort of like this Korean team I have already mentioned. They're a little bit older uh, than normally what we have seen from Korea. But I'm not sure
But you need
if
a
they
Neymar, right?
yeah, they are going to get Neymar probably in the second round.
Okay. Uh,
Um, but so far what I've seen from Korea, they can hurt Brazil in certain ways, but not for like 90 minutes.
yeah. Um, yeah. Not much to add really. Brazil. technically have better squad and better superior players, unless something really happens like today that happened. Uh,
Well, if Korea
can be clinical.
gets, yeah, can be, they can be clinical, like with um, Son Min Young, or so like if they play from this wings, they can be actually difficult to beat. But I think TTA is going to play Militao, Marquinhos, and Thiago Silva, his favorite trio, and uh, for the midfield, Paqueta,
Sorry.
Casemiro,
Who's the favorite trio?
Militao, Marquinhos, and Thiago Silva.
I don't think Militao is playing.
You were saying Danilo.
Yeah, Danilo is his favorite.
Okay. Well, then Danilo will be there, but the problem is that, like, well, then that would be a different sort of system, because Danilo is like is going to be as
If
a,
he's fit,
so far what I've seen, yeah, like an inverted. So if plays, well, they have only one option actually in that case. If Malaysia is injured, then Alexander is going to play. And so far what I've seen is that he's playing as an inverted fullback and created sort of like a um uh, two, like a
there will be
defensive
whoever is playing. That will
midfielder
be
duo.
inverted.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like Robert Carlos Cafu going up. Not
yeah,
like that.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So actually, um, if Korea can explore those spaces actually behind uh, those inverted fullback and
And I think
try
Brazil
to
will always have a problem with the running team because
yeah,
their defense is kind of static, not really moving
yeah,
much. And all of a sudden, if you're facing that and your midfield cannot cover it, then you're exposed to some chances. That's the other thing I think Brazil have shown that they have a little bit of problem with.
yeah. But with Korea, I don't think they can actually. So far, what I've seen against Portugal, but Portugal is a little bit different team than Brazil. Also, like, they subbed a lot of player. Uh, Portugal, they changed a lot of player as well. Um, but I don't think Korea can hold Brazil for like 90 minutes.
No, they can't probably.
You know.
Um, who else we got? Is next game is
Morocco
between
versus.
Spain versus Morocco. I think I have a sneaky feeling Morocco might win.
I so am I. If anything, like uh, any giants killing in the that second round, it could be this one. You know. And we have mentioned that pace, the pace of both wing backs,
Yeah,
and
and think of the center back. One of your center back is Rodri.
yeah, exactly. And Rodri is not like that. How can I say?
He's
He's
good in
mobile.
build up, but he's
Yeah,
not pacey
he's
to.
not a no. He's pacey enough, but I have seen him like making mistakes. Like he's not like a genuine center backs. You know.
That's what I'm saying. Not pacey as a center
Uh,
back.
yeah. No, he's pacey. Like, but he doesn't move like a center back. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
He's still.
If you're in a
He's
high
still.
line, you need really,
Yeah.
really high speedy guys to cover up the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
speedy. I'm not saying he's not, but he's not as speedy that needs to be there because of
Yeah.
you're probably up with Hakimi and Mazraoui.
Yeah,
And
I have seen Hakimi in the counter attacks, even like with their strikers, or even like a lone guy sometimes.
yeah,
He just break in. So, well, Hakimi will play in that area with like Balde or Pau Torres or whoever going to be played that area.
yeah,
So that is actually sort of like a, they don't have any sort of like a how can I say, center back duo or something like that, or partnership. So that can cause a problem actually for the Spanish side. And other than that, like, I have seen Busquets is losing, how can I say, balls because of pressure. He was
surprise.
even like, yeah, he was even like giving up ball in the box, and Simeone was making Simone was making saves actually at the end,
And
but
also
it didn't.
Unai Simon. I'm not really 100% convinced about him too.
Yeah, he tends to like play with the balls like all the time, but sometimes he just need to like shoot the ball, and like because there are I have seen there are better players in the wings, especially when they were actually playing with like Ferran Torres or on the left Olmo. They're always in the better position. Like they are really good in the counter attacks. So he doesn't actually explore those options actually normally.
Yep. Um, okay, the last game is Portugal versus Switzerland. We're talking about KG.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh
I
yeah.
don't expect anything
This could
cagier
be.
than this.
Yeah, exactly. This is like really ultimate block, but uh, like with I don't know like this. Well, I don't have to expect that much because I was so far what I've seen. I don't have to. I don't want to expect much, but with given the players Portugal has, um,
I still expect Switzerland to win
well, I
because
don't
they're
feel
they're
that.
they're a little bit limited.
Mhm.
Swiss side, and they know certain way they can only hurt other team, and they try to do that.
Yeah, and another thing is that like Portugal's problem is that like Cancelo is playing brilliant, so does Ruben Diaz, but they don't have any partnership going on with the other side, so they can actually
And
hurt.
that's
And
the
the other side is
first prerequisite to be benched if you play well for
Ye-
Portugal, like Rafael
yeah,
Leao.
yeah. I don't understand that decision at all. But another thing is that like that side would be played by uh, Shaqiri, and he
Yeah,
was the first name on the score sheet today.
yeah, and he created another
So
one.
yeah, and created another one, and also like what is this Arsenal guy,
Rodriguez, oh,
Granit Xhaka,
Shaka.
Xhaka and Rodriguez has a thing going on the left, so
Yeah,
that could have been a problem.
but yeah,
But
Ronaldo.
it could have
At
been
least
actually
Ronaldo is playing great so far. He scored only one.
one, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He missed no, and actually not great. Actually, today I have seen him like before he subbed off. Um, he he would have he would have actually scored at least like two goals if it is like 3 4 years ago, in his prime, because he got so many chances today, and he missed you can expect Ronaldo to score those sort of goals.
Well, I've been sarcastic. That's why I'm saying Ronaldo is playing great. If the coach had some guts, he would not been picked. But again, we're talking about Santos.
Yeah, I don't understand Rafael Leao is in the bench, and well, so many things, and also like Mendes in the bench. That side is like really bullet, like that left side.
Well, yeah, I think we are on the same page. We cannot understand Fernando Santos, but best of luck, Portugal. I think that game, if anything, is will be cagey
Yeah, it could have actually gone to the extra time, and most likely to,
penalties.
if Portugal doesn't score in the beginning.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
Not really. Any prediction, any favorites, or do you have
I don't want to
anything
make
to add?
any prediction, but I have a sneaky feeling on the Morocco Spain game. I think Morocco might come up as a victorious.
Yeah, actually, I have this sort of feelings as well with
It's just the feelings,
Netherlands.
given that
Yeah,
I don't feel comfortable with US against Netherlands, given that I know Netherlands is coached by Van Gaal and he'll try to complicate as much as possible. Same thing as
yeah,
Argentina
but
versus.
still, I think their midfield how they're playing. But USA's one problem is that they are really one dimensional. But
Yeah.
Netherlands can play different situations.
And same with Argentina versus Australia. They'll try to make it as complicated as possible, and try to absorb pressure. And the other, Japan versus Croatia. I'm a little bit optimistic about Japan, given that I've seen Croatia has a little bit of vulnerability on the center back, and if you have a Doan or Asano can run to the center backs in
Well,
second half,
they are going to run in the second half, so
yeah.
that's for
So
sure.
that's going to be a little bit of problem on Lovren or someone, whoever is there.
Mm.
Uh, so I have higher expectation with Japan. Korea, South Korea can hurt. I'm not saying they cannot, but chances are low given that how Brazil plays.
Mhm.
And
And they're going to get back Neymar.
Neymar, yeah. If Neymar is not there, then there's maybe a outside chance of something. Otherwise, I don't see any
Mm.
problems for Brazil. The other game we talked about, Morocco, Spain, definitely, and who else was playing? Portugal versus Switzerland. We just recapped. Like that could technically be the most cagey game.
Yeah, could be. So let's see. But anything other than like football or tactical or tournament itself?
I think this is turning out to be a very good tournament for group stages at least. Whatever we've seen, the
Yeah.
quality of football has been great. There's no predictability except one or two games. There's not been. I mean, the so-called underdogs have been trying to fight and or picking their moments, such as Japan. Like they're not
Yeah.
fighting. They're being smart. They're just hanging in the game to be in the touching distance, and all of a sudden, within 5-10 minutes.
Well, for me, like given the extra time they are getting, like uh, well, second round is like I think the most trickiest part of this, like how can I say, the whole tournament because
You're shifting gears.
yeah, yeah, shifting gears and most likely like teams like Brazil, France, or England or Argentina, they don't want to go to the extra time, stuff like that. So and other teams would love to go extra time. Like if they don't have firepowers, then there are always like if you are making it to the uh, penalty shootout, then there will always be some mistakes.
Yeah.
So
Oh well, I don't have much to add, to be honest. Um,
yeah, me neither.
on that note, I guess so. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah,
Thank you again, whoever is watching. If you have any questions, please let us know with comments. Otherwise, please like, share, and let us know how you're viewing it. Final thoughts?
no, nothing.
Okay. Thank you.